Now, the family of a former British Army officer who's been jailed in Afghanistan after being accused of corruption are fighting to prove his innocence. Bill Shaw worked for a security company and was sentenced to 2 years in a Kabul jail after allegedly bribing Afghan officials. With more on this story, Sarah Moore.
He's a decorated war hero with 28 years of exemplary service with the Royal Military Police. But now Bill Shaw is serving a 2-year jail sentence for corruption at one of Kabul's most notorious prisons, home to many convicted Taliban fighters. He was accused of bribery and prosecuted in a new anti-corruption tribunal after he paid £13,000 to have 2 company armoured vehicles released. He said the payment was a fine, but the officials reportedly disappeared with the money. His company G4S, which provides protection for diplomatic staff in Kabul, say the charges were totally misconceived and not proven in court. The Foreign Office has said if Mr. Shaw appeals, they will press the Afghan authorities to ensure it takes place as soon as possible.
And there was Madeline and Caius, and they're here this morning, as is Bill Shaw's wife Liz, daughter Lisa, and the 2 kids here who have done some really rather beautiful artwork which is being sent via the company, having been scanned. I don't know if you can see that. Look, it says I love you pop there, and it's being taken in. This was yours, wasn't it, Caius? This one here? That one? Yeah, that one was yours. And there's a lovely verse here as well from you, Madeline, isn't there? And that, and it says thank you there as well. They would very much like to get their granddad back, but he's in prison. He's in there for corruption. And wife Liz, you have to do without him for a while. But the question is, how long?
Goodness knows. We'll wait and go for the appeal, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
Why was he in Afghanistan in the first place?
Because he worked for the security company over there. Having left the army, that was the business that he knew, so he felt comfortable doing that, and he's worked for them for 4 years.
Now, this payment of £13,000 that he made to get 2 armoured vehicles back, which had been impounded last October, this was called a bribe. He's paid the money over. Now, did the head office of the security company authorise that payment?
Yes, of course. He was just taking the money. He was just the rep at the time.
He paid the bribe in good faith in a fully open and transparent fashion, and you know, according to the company's procedures, and it was fully documented.
You meant fine, not a bribe, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, it was, I think we should just, on his behalf.
It was a release fee. A release fee is what it was officially sort of determined for the...
And is this a procedure that you've seen before and heard of before,
oh, yes,
paying something like that?
Oh yes, apparently they take the vehicles all the time, and it's just the policy that they have to pay to get them back.
And who took the money?
Well, as far as we knew, it was the NDS official who's the police there, the security.
And the actual men that took the money on the day, do we know where they are?
They're meant to have disappeared.
They've gone to America was the last thing that we'd heard, but there were no witnesses in the case to answer against the charges.
In Afghan law, you cannot commit a bribe if a government official has not been paid money. And so, as the NDS said, he wasn't a member of their company, then he can't have even paid a bribe.
How long was the court case?
Well, he was in for a month, and then they had the first court case that was postponed because they couldn't get him to the jail. The paperwork wasn't correct. Then they had another one which was adjourned, and then it took a month for them to get a letter that was required by the judge to state the guy wasn't an NDS member. It took a month to get that letter back.
And talk to me about the support you're getting from the British government on this.
We had a phone call the first day that it sort of happened, that he was sentenced last week, and the FCO have said that they're following procedure and they're offering consular assistance on his side. And we just believe that things are happening behind the scenes, and that he will be released in due course.
And what are the conditions like in jail as far as you can ascertain?
They aren't great. We don't know what to compare it to a British system anyway. That sort of information is quite hard to get back, and obviously he's very protective of the family and won't release an awful lot of probably what he's going through. But the current prison he's in, they provide food and meals and sort of toiletries, things like that. But the next one that he's going to be moved to, we understand that they don't provide that. That will be down to the company to provide everything that he needs.
I understand there's a lot of former Taliban in there. And
they're hoping to have him in an international wing. And hopefully he'll be a bit more protected on that side. but the company are looking after him very well and making sure he's safe and sorted.
2-year sentence, I know. And Madeline and Caius were very keen on showing the necklaces that were made in prison and sent over by Grandad. Can we have a quick look at that, Caius? This one here, lovely, isn't that? Are you proud of that? Do you like that? It's lovely, isn't it? You'd like to get Grandad back, and yours has got more colour to it, hasn't it? Yeah. Do you like it? And of course, they miss Grandad, you miss your husband,
definitely.
and you miss your father. We'll see how it develops. I know there's a petition online.
Petition online and Facebook support groups, which we've got about over 4,000 people.
Well, you're certainly getting the
Incredible.
word out there. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
The time is 18 minutes past 7 this